Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Serahdonald. Welcome on this channel. We love everything about Africa, everything about Nigeria, because we know that Africa is waiting for Nigeria to work. Yes, once Nigeria works, Africa is going to work. That's how I feel. I don't know. If you feel the same way, put it in the comment section. But if you don't like Nigeria, you don't like Africa, then this channel is not for you. But anyway, today I'm here to talk about the challenges, which is avoid moving back to Nigeria if you are not ready to handle these things I want to talk about. Yeah, why it's also good to talk about the positive, it's also good to talk about the negatives. You know why? Because I still see videos of people saying, oh, I moved to Nigeria after so many years, I regret it, I came back, and blah, 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 blah. Even a lot of people that are now even using it for content. Yes, people moved to Nigeria. They had no intention of staying in Nigeria. Yes, I work with experts, so I know them. They come into Nigeria, their husbands probably have things to do for 4 months, 6 months, and because they are content creators, they use that opportunity to come to Nigeria, create, and then instead of saying the truth, like this is what happened, a lot of them are lying, saying, oh, I could not take it again, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let me make these videos. And then you see the ones who came back and be like, I came back after 15 years, after 20 years of being outside the country, of not paying tax, of not contributing anything to the growth of the country. But they somehow reappear and then expect that, people that stayed back have cleaned the road for them to, walk as their majesty pleases. But anyways, this is why I'm making this video. So if you're planning to come back to Nigeria, if you're making the move to come back to Nigeria, I want to please remind you, especially if you're coming from countries like, you're coming from Europe, you're coming from Canada, America, well-established countries, structure. I want to remind you that you're coming to a developing country. Yes, Nigeria is quite fast. So sometimes a lot of us might forget that these countries that we are comparing Nigeria to, that this country was colonized, take it or leave it. I don't care about the people that say that was in the past, when the past is affecting the present and the future. Hello. Yes, some of us keep forgetting that these countries are like 500 years ahead of Nigeria. Technology comes into Nigeria like later than these countries. A lot of things we celebrate here in this country as success, they've been having it since. If you're looking to come back to Nigeria, maybe you haven't been here for a long time, or you're looking to move to Nigeria, these are the things I want to prepare you for, which is the fact, one, because Nigeria is a developing country, do not move back to Nigeria if you are not ready to contribute. Yes. If you're here, if you're one of those people that say, what will my country do for me? Then it's not time for you to move back to Nigeria. Nigeria is for people that say, what can I do for the country? I want this country to grow. If you're here to just come and complain, move back, carry your camera, complain, you're going to get frustrated. You are going to get frustrated. I used to remember those days when I was growing up, they used to sell magazines, right? Newspapers. That time when hard copy was really a thing. And you see a lot of people gather in the newspaper stand because it's cheaper for you to read there than to buy. And you see people like of the same interest, and they will gather. I remember those days when we were going to primary school, then my driver would laugh, like would say, see this one, he has been here since morning. So you see some people there, they will sit down there since morning, they are the complainers. They will read the first chapter. You mean that Mikel did not score this goal? Oh no, if only they could sell him. They will argue. They will talk about the government. If it's me that is governor, I'll say this. Things are easier in paper. So you just become one of those people. The difference is that you're holding a camera and you just complain. So when people like us create channels where we decide to focus on the positive, it's not because we don't know what is happening. It's because realistically, how can we keep complaining? So if you're coming back to Nigeria, make sure you're coming back with something you want to make a change. You want your impact. You want to you know what? I'm coming back like a doctor just moved back to Nigeria. I saw this page. It's amazing. He moved back and he started a hospital. He built a hospital, and for him, the way he wants to tackle medicine is like everything is not about taking medication and stuff like that. So according to him, he's tackling it differently. And what I really love about this guy is that he's doing a train the trainer program, which is something I did when I moved to Nigeria in the film school. I created a train the trainer program. So it was like I got people, like instead of constantly having our lecturers from Hollywood, when they come, I put TAs who are Nigerians. So the Hollywood people would teach the Nigerians, and at some point the Nigerians took over, which is what this doctor now is doing with his experts. He is training doctors in Nigeria, which, oh my God, I found that to be amazing. Now, that is how to move back to Nigeria. Yes, if you know you're coming with something new, you're coming with a change, that is how to move to Nigeria. If not, if you're coming to complain, stay back, because you're going to complain. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to complain. Another thing is, like, if you're used to a system that works, and you don't know how to handle a slow system, Nigeria is practically or basically not for you. Yeah, I know. Nigerian system can be slow. You would think, oh, I'm back, I want to get a SIM card. You'll be wondering why getting a SIM card is taking 3 days. Because a customer, like, I know when, because I'm using MTN and Airtel sent a message that I needed to link my NIN, which I had done years ago, because I was one of the first people, like, I'm one of those people that when they make this announcement, I go. I don't wait till, it's crowded. So after linking my NIN, going through that whole stress, they send another text that, oh, they will cut you off. Then they sent a link on how I can link it online. I'm like, exactly, perfect. At the end of the day, I followed everything. They took my picture, like, you will take your live picture so they'll be sure it's you. I'm like, this is amazing. So I don't need to go and stand on the queue. Like, we are growing. Tell me why a few days later again, I'm getting a message to say that my NIN is not linked. I'm like, okay, let me go there. I go to get my NIN. The guys in charge of it, anything about Nigerian customer service, which I'm going to come back to later, slow, crawling, uninterested, network is slow. And by network, I realized that it's not even like network like Wi-Fi and all. It's basically like their network, like they're operating, technical people, you know what I mean. So something that's supposed to take me, I'm like, I had to tell the lady, imagine this, I'm at work. So you mean I cannot just take a break and come out and do something? You mean I actually need to spend an entire day because I want to use your network? Because technically, yeah, that's it. It's about using your network. I can just leave this network and go and buy another network. Like, this is customer service, things like that. And I got irritated because the way they will handle it, it's still like they'll bring this paper, tell you sign. Oh, no. So the system can be really slow. How do we handle it? People that are here, don't do anything when you're in a hurry. I think I've told this story several times on how I needed to get a passport, and God, it was something else because I did it last minute. So do not do anything last minute. Yes, it might take you 1 week. Sometimes you'll be lucky, like when I went to do my NIN, it was fast, like speed. Ooh, I did my NIN, it came out. But other things, like even recently, I had issues with my bank token. I went to the bank and 4 people needed to attend to me in 2025 before I can freaking get my token. Like 4 people. I came in there, they gave me paper to sign, sent me to customer service. Customer service checked my whatever, like told me to check, do my fingerprint. I did it. They sent me upstairs. The lady upstairs checked whatever she was checking in her system, sent me downstairs. Meanwhile, my thumbprint already shows you everything you need to know about me. But no, 4 people needed to attend to me for me to get my token right, like in 2025. So yes, as you can see, it can be quite annoying. Very. So it's a system that is very slow. Like from the people to the actual system itself. Sometimes registering a business that is supposed to be easy will take time. So my point is, prepare mentally for things like this. Don't do anything in a hurry. Don't say I'm traveling tomorrow. And to show you that this is such a Nigerian problem, I saw a lady here talking about how she went to renew her Nigerian passport in the UK and that she faced the same exact thing. Because why it's also a system problem, it has entered into the people. It's like when they see you're in a hurry, like even the customer service girl I was talking to in back, at some point I was like, hello, because she literally left the paper, turned, and started having a conversation that had nothing. Like I was trying to listen, like, okay, maybe she asking the lady about what she's doing, and I heard that these people were talking about food. Get ready to be angry. So what I do is that I try as much as possible not to go into banks or anything. Thank God now that we have internet banking and stuff like that. Another thing is, do not come to Nigeria if customer service is not your thing. customer service is really bad in this country. I'm not even going to lie. And I was having the conversation with someone recently, and we concluded that it is because they haven't seen, like customers, they haven't seen, where their bottom line. They have not seen how this is affecting their bottom line, because a lot of people come online. We run ads and it's not selling. Oh, we're not selling. But I go to their page and I'm like, Auntie, Uncle, how can you sell? Look at your page. I sent you a message on Monday. You're replying me 6 days later. Like, how will you sell? You're putting posts that don't, like, everything about your tone sounds rude. Tell me, how do you want to sell? So yeah, customer service is really a thing. And I can tell you for a fact that someone that's been to a lot of African countries, that it's beyond Nigeria. See, this customer service thing is actually beyond Nigeria. Like, some countries, they've been trained, like, when it comes to customer service. I thought I thought Lagos was bad. I went to Abuja, it was worse. Like, I went to buy shoes and this girl was acting like she was doing me a favor. Like, which one do you want? She was supposed to go up and she just thought about like going up, and she was like, any other one? Like, her attitude. And I just remember, like, when you go to a store in America, maybe you go to Nike, the way they are dressed, going up and down, which is the thing. Try not to compare, because you'll be angry. I know it's hard, especially if you've lived abroad. Try not to compare. Yes. Do not move to Nigeria if you do not believe in documentation, because people will mess you up. Nigeria is a place where you say, I love you, sign this. Yes, you have to make sure you're putting everything in pen and paper. You have landlords who are just greedy, interested in their money. So don't let a landlord tell you, okay, when you move in, I'll renovate. Okay, my landlord, please, can you sign this? Sign it. Sign. I love you, sign it. So if you're that sort of person that just take people's words, then you're gonna be messed up. And when you go to court or something, you complain that the system doesn't work, because there will be absolutely nothing for you to show. Don't come to Nigeria if you're not ready to train staff. Yeah. Because of the anyhowness of this country, you hire a nanny and you hire a cleaner. You have to teach them how to clean. So if you're coming, people say labor is cheaper here. Yes, but in that cheaper, get ready to train. You'll be very, I've been in Nigeria for how many years? I've had different domestic staff. I can tell you that probably in my entire time being here, I probably hired just 2 people that I did not need to tell what to do. And that was because the first person that was so good had worked with somebody who trained them. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people are very skeptical, because they're like, oh, you train people, they go. But hello, that's it. You're going to have to do a lot of training. You're going to be hiring someone, thinking that you're hiring a personal assistant that will make your life easy, but you're hiring a personal assistant that you need to teach. I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of people say, come and open business in Nigeria, labor is cheap. But the part they're not talking about is the fact that that cheap labor, you will pay for it. You will scream for it. Yeah, that's one thing. That don't move to Nigeria if you cannot handle these things. Don't move to Nigeria if you cannot handle staying without lights. As you know, Nigeria we don't have 24 hours light in Africa. Yes, some African countries have better light. Even in Nigeria, some states actually have better, like some areas as well. Because I know a friend that just moved somewhere, and I was asking her if she's bought a generator, and she was like, no. And I was like, you're dealing without a generator? She said, yeah, we have enough light. Like, out of 24 hours, that they have 19, 18, and that's fine for them. So I will not say don't move to Nigeria if you cannot deal without light. What I would say is, do not move to Nigeria if you cannot deal without light, and if you don't have the funds to have light. Let me break it down in case you're hearing this for the first time. Personally, I'm sure if you've watched a lot of YouTube videos, you see some YouTubers making video and complaining about, oh, they've taken the light. Oh, I wanted to film, they took light. Well, the reason I am able to do that is because I have 24 hours power. Now, the reason I have 24 hours power is because I live in an estate that provides me with 24 hours light, where I do not need to buy a generator. That's 1. 2, because we live in a country where your backup needs a backup, I have solar, I have inverter, because for me, I work from home. So staying without light is non-negotiable at all. So basically, you need money to pay your monthly service charge. So a lot of people do not like buying houses in estate because they're like, why do I buy a house and I'm still paying service charge? Well, the way I see it is that if I don't pay service charge, that means I'm buying a generator and I'm servicing my generator. So they are doing the hard work and I'm making the payment. So if you want to stay in Nigeria with uninterrupted power supply, make sure you have money for solar, or you stay in an apartment that has 24 hours light. Yes, so it's very doable. Before, we didn't have that option. Do not move to Nigeria if you do not believe that your backup needs a backup. Because in this country, your backup needs a backup. You cannot have one line. You have to have MTN, Glo, Etisalat, Carry, because MTN, which is the biggest network for now, can just wake up and not be available. Yes, or Airtel might just not be available. Things like that. Like I said, technology. So you might be fine and move to one far place and realize that you don't have network there. That network hasn't even reached there. So your backup must have a backup. If you're someone like me that work from home and I use the internet, personally right now, I use cyberspace and I use MTN broadband as my backup, and I still have data on my phone. And that's the only way I'm sure of always having internet. So everything needs a backup. If you're buying a generator, make sure you have inverter and extra batteries for backup. Do not have only one bank account. No, no, no. Do not have only one bank account. You will be stranded. No this and no peace. Have different accounts and spread your money if you do not want to be embarrassed. Now, do not move to Nigeria if you cannot handle bad customer service. I think I said it already. Customer service is really bad. Now, I'm happy that the more we talk about it, a lot of organizations have started working on it. I have to be honest about that. The more we speak about it, because people complain about it a whole lot, and sometimes you see hotels, you see reviews, they'll say things like, oh, the person serving me wasn't nice, blah, 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 things like that. And Nigeria is not really, we don't have a tipping culture. So it's not like, okay, if you serve well, they'll tip you, not really. And I'm not saying that's why people are rude, though. No, I'm saying that that's even more, the more reason why they're like, it's not like they will tip me. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. My point is, customer service can be bad. And the point is not to say do not move to Nigeria. The point is when you move to Nigeria, you prepare for it. And don't take it. Don't take it. Like me, I have a rule. If I walk into somewhere and the attitude is smelling, I am walking out. No organization. Like I don't know how I see things online where people say they walked into a restaurant, they were rude. I'm leaving. Like I cannot pay my hard-earned money somewhere where they are not appreciating. Like I'm not gonna do that. So when I say customer service, I'm saying is do not accept it. Yeah. Nigeria is an amazing place. I'm not even gonna lie. It will test you. Ooh, child, you will be tested almost every day. The driving, your helps, your staff. Oh Lord, you will be tested. You know, probably you're in the UK, you have a business, you're used to staff clocking in at 8. Nigerian staff will tempt you. They will tempt you. You have an appointment with someone by 8, they are coming at 10, and they are giving excuse. Oh Lord, can you imagine that? I had personally someone, like I had to come, my daughter had a lesson teacher that if she's supposed to come at 1, it's by 2, she started telling you, sorry, I'm running late. And I'm like, what are you even teaching the person? So I had to say, no, please give me someone else. The new lesson teacher that they gave her, if your time is 1, I don't know how this woman does it, but she's at my door at 12:40. So that's what I mean by demand. Even my new help, if my time is 8, she's at the door 7:59. Sometimes a bit too early, to be honest. Yes, instead of her to come late, she'll be early. And even the days she has, like I can count the days she has come late. And that's even because, you know, rainy season happens a lot, like when it rains or maybe there's like a public holiday or something like that. So you might have to kiss a lot of frogs before you get the real ones, but the real ones are there. The real ones are actually there. Maybe I should make another video on how to employ good helps and where to find them and things like that. If you need that video, good helps, good workers, how to handle it for someone that has done business here, hired people, I think I have a bit of an idea on how to go about that. So if there's something you want to know, let me know. So, but yeah, last and the most important that covers everything I've said here today is do not move to Nigeria if you're not ready to change your mindset. You must come to this country with a different mindset. Can I just say this? Lower your standard. Not lower your standard, sorry. Lower your expectation so that you're not fully hot. Chike, like I said, example, your backup needs a backup. So instead of you to pay for somewhere and be frustrated and be like, I have a Zoom meeting, you guys promised me 18 hours light and I'm not getting it. And then you're frustrated, everywhere is frustrated. Do the needful by making sure you're signing your contract. I don't know, Nigerians like to run away from lawyers, and at the end of the day, there's so much a lawyer can do when you've already gotten into trouble. It would have been easier. That 10%, that 5%, whatever percentage you agree with your lawyer is going to save you a whole amount of money. I learned it the hard way, and that is why I do not mess with anything legal without involving my lawyer. So it's more like have an open mind, have a lower your expectations. Yes, so that anything you see, you'll be excited. I feel like that's what I'm doing now, and I like it. So when I go somewhere and it's fast, and I'm like, oh wow, that's good. Like, okay. Instead of the other way around, do you get what I mean? Like in my mind, I'm already expecting that they'll be late, and then they come early. So like, oh, good. Or like expecting that they'll be early and they come late, if that makes sense. But don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Nigeria is a beautiful country. We have our challenges, just like any other country. Listen, we are the loudest with our problem, but if you're like me that have traveled, I've lived in the UK, I've lived in America, and I have been privileged to travel, then there are challenges around the world. We speak about our own more than any other country. So don't mind people that sit and all they do is talk about the negative part of Nigeria. Like, oh, that's why when people come to Nigeria, they're shocked. They are genuinely shocked because they're like, I know a Cameroon lady that moved to Nigeria recently, and she's been like, oh, this country, you guys are enjoying, no? This is not what I used to hear about Nigeria now. I get that a lot because sometimes a lot of people tend to dwell on the negative part of it. But I'm here to tell you that Nigeria is an amazing place. If you're truly ready, you shall not regret moving to Nigeria. Thank you so much. My name is Serahdonald, and if you love this kind of conversation, please do well to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thanks, and stay blessed.